What's up, y'all? This is your host, Robin Dillon, and welcome to Take It How It Comes.
So how was your Christmas?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. A lot of family time, great things overall, and I have to add in there the Bills won this weekend, so that just made it that much better. So it was a great weekend overall for sure. How about you?
It was pretty good. I was off of eBay for most of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was watching, which I know you were. I was watching the Royal Night that ended tonight. I was watching that
Hmm.
since
Yeah,
Christmas.
yeah.
For those who don't know, it was a Royal Night USA cracked ice, and
Let
it
us
was
know if you won that, by the way.
yeah. Who won that? Put in the
Yeah,
comments if you won that card. It
yeah,
was under $50
yeah.
for for the entire time, and then today the listing was ending. I think around 4 hours left. It went to 100.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then it was still at like 117
Yeah,
with
yeah,
like a few seconds left.
yeah.
Not knowing that Rob was trying to get it too. I mean, we both were
Like,
putting in bids.
yeah.
I put in like a 3x bid at the very last second, like with
I
like
was 5.
1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was 5X and
And
still
he
lost.
5x and he still lost. I think it went for like 600,
Yeah,
which is fair. I think that's still a good deal.
yeah.
Um, I think the seller would have got more if they just listed it
Hmm.
for like, I don't know, what would you list it for? USA Shard. If you were gonna sell your USA Shard, what would you have listed it
The
for?
Royal Knight.
Yeah, the Royal Knight.
I mean, if quickly, I would have just put it up at 1K. Like if it was just like a quick aspect, but like I feel for Royal Knight,
See, I would have put mine a little higher.
12 to 13 maybe.
I would have put mine a little higher and see if I could get offers. Like,
Yeah.
I probably would put it at like 2,000.
Hmm.
Now, if I
Hmm.
needed a quick sale, I would have taken like anywhere like between 12 to 1,500
Royal
offers.
Knight is a pretty. It's a pretty.
It's a pretty good card.
That's a pretty good card, honestly. To be honest, like okay, obviously we base a lot of things off the game. When it comes to the knights, Royal Knight is one of those skins that a lot of great players and good players and consistent players wear
Hmm.
more than not. So it's a pretty good skin and card in that instance.
Would you say you see the Royal Knight more than the Black Knight?
Way more. I
Yeah,
mean,
way
I
more.
see I see Royal Knight more. I feel like if Red Knight was never re-released, that would have it probably would have been Red Knight at number one just based off of like female skins. But yeah, I definitely see Royal Knight more than any of those on any
You
variant.
put Red Knight above Royal Knight.
No, I put Royal Knight above Red Knight, but I feel
I'm
like
talking about
if
for collectability, not for like skins in
uh
the game. Because so like
yeah,
in the game, if someone has a Royal Knight, I mean they're obviously better.
yeah,
And if you see a Red Knight, they just bought it in the shop.
they just bought them in the shop. Yeah,
But I feel like people like. I mean, I don't like Red that much, but I feel like people like
I
the Red
like
Knight way more.
right. I like it now. Okay, if I come from a strictly investment standpoint, as in long term growth, I would probably go Red Knight. I mean Royal Knight because I feel like it's still so much potential there. I feel like Red
You
Knight's
feel
pretty
like,
much priced. I think she's priced properly. Like I feel like she's in her position where I
hmm
feel Royal Knight has some ways to go. So I think it'll be a better investment.
yeah, because a Red Knight sold for like a PSA 10 right when
Yeah,
the boom happened, like for like
yeah,
11,000, 10,000.
yeah,
Like when those promo sets were selling for 11,000.
yeah,
The Red Knight, I think, sold for a PSA 10 around that price.
yeah.
Um, I don't think the Royal Knight got anywhere close to that.
No, and I don't
But
think it'll get anywhere
I
close to
think
that
they
for a
should at
while.
least, I think they should at least be close,
Yeah,
regardless if
interchangeable.
one, yeah, if one's higher than the other. I think they should be close.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, that
mean,
was
yeah, the
like
Royal Knight has more nostalgia for sure.
I like the Red Knight card better, like as an
Hmm.
aesthetic, but
Yeah.
investment wise, definitely Royal Knight.
So the other day I was going on the internet and I was
Yeah.
looking. I was like, okay, I have the blue Squire, right,
Uh
in the game. And I was like, okay, how far off was I from the Royal Knight,
yeah.
right? So I looked up like what level you get that at,
Yeah.
right? And it said like level 23.
What?
And I looked and I had I mean, it was harder to gain levels back then. They didn't have like missions
Yeah, yeah.
like they do today, where like you can gain a level like
Hmm.
3 levels a day. You
Yeah.
couldn't do that back then. Um, but I looked and I had the emote that came after it.
Hmm.
Unless they re-gifted that emote later. Giddy up. I think it's
Interesting.
Giddy up.
Yeah.
And you get that after you get the Royal Knight. And I have the emote, but I don't have the
Hmm.
Royal Knight.
Hmm.
So I don't know what happened. If anybody plays the game and you know why,
Yeah.
let me know. It's so long ago I can't remember. Um,
Hmm.
but I was upset because I was this close
That close.
because I'd be wearing that skin since it's a
Yeah.
female skin and it's OG. I don't get to
Yeah.
wear my OG skin because it's a male skin. So
Hey,
yeah,
like you're completely like no male skins, like 100%.
yeah. I mean, there was a while there that I wore wild card for a
Yeah.
good amount of time, and I've wore
Hmm.
Midas before. I bought the what is it, the evil, what's the purple Midas?
Hmm.
I only used them like for that day I bought them.
I don't. This one probably not gonna ring a bell in your head. You know what male skin I actually like? And he's in series 2. Is Verge. Like I like Verge in game. Like he has
Okay, I
the
know who that is.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great male skin. Like it's not too bulky. Still a
Hmm.
little. You know, it's definitely over the threshold. But I wore that one for a little bit.
Yeah, I feel I can't wait to. I haven't gotten SpiderMan yet,
Hmm.
and I feel
What
like
level are you on?
so I haven't played in a couple days because of freaking
Yeah.
Christmas, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm level 80 something.
I'm 67.
So I got the forget her name. She's pink skin, track like a
Oh
racer's
yeah, yeah, I
tracksuit.
know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Favorite skin of the battle pass
Really? Yeah,
by far,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
got her full tracksuit on. It
yeah.
reminds me, the pink skin reminds me of Gold Trooper, the pink Gold Trooper,
Hmm.
which I never got.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love that skin. I'm rocking it.
That. So I've been really plotting. Like I'm like, am I gonna just buy the rest of the battle pass because it's gonna grind wise, it's gonna be kind of hard to get to that last Spider-Man. And I like it. I like it a lot.
Which last Spider-Man,
It's
the
the
extra
gold.
the gold one?
Yeah, the gold one. Yeah,
I if you're doing the missions, it's not that hard.
yeah, yeah,
Because I was like, I looked at the missions. I was like, I wanted to get the purple chick or pink chick. I was
yeah.
like, I'm only a couple levels. Let me do some missions. Bam, I got her. I did like a few missions and I
I might have
gained
to
like
do
three
some
or four
missions.
levels. Yeah,
Yeah,
especially the daily ones, and they're easy. Like one was like get 500 wood,
yeah,
and like I was gaining levels like that.
yeah.
But I like to see her. Hopefully, I think I could. I'm gonna wear her for a while.
What do you How are you enjoying the Spider-Man Mythic?
I love it. It's the
It's
best thing they've added.
amazing, yo.
It's the best thing they ever added to the game.
It's
I'm
the
gonna be
best ever.
sad when it's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Like
literally the best thing they've added.
that's prime mobility right there. Like prime. Like
For the collectors, they and not the gamers, they
yeah,
added the Spidey webs in it so you can swing around,
yeah,
and the mobility is crazy and it's super fluid.
yeah.
I don't know how it is in the Spider-Man game, but they did it
I
right in
heard
the
the
Fortnite.
Fortnite one was the game the way Fortnite did it was better than the actual game. Or it was better than the Avengers game or something like that. I was reading something on that.
Man, it's so sweet, and so like you can just like swing around, jump up, and then land
Yeah,
behind people.
yeah.
So what I've been doing is I do Spidey webs, sniper, shotgun, SMG.
Yep, because you can travel so fast, you don't even need the AR. You just
Yeah,
got the long range, and then you have the SMG because it's an SMG
yeah.
meta for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and the MK7 fits it though too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and so like I'll do that. I'll swing around. They'll shoot at me. I'll swing around to I'm a whole different location, like
yeah,
behind them,
yeah.
looking down at them, and I'll snipe them. It's like the craziest thing.
I
Um,
felt I felt bad for the one dude. I was in the beginning of arenas. This is like when it first reset, and that's just pretty much a regular lobby. And
yeah,
I'm using it, and he's just like with his gun in the air, just looking to try to find me. And he could not find me at all, and I just got on top of the mountain and just sniped him.
yeah. That's what I've been doing. Now I will say that I have mixed feelings about this chapter
Okay, talk to me.
because I love it. It's so much fun. I haven't played pubs this much.
Yeah,
But man, it is annoying as hell because you just like get lasered so fast. Like as soon
Yes.
as I get hit, I have
Hmm.
20 health left.
Yeah.
As soon as
Yeah.
I get hit, and I'm pretty fast. It's like as soon as I get hit, I'm building, right?
Yeah.
I'm not like spam building either. I build a box
Yeah.
that's fast right behind me, and I still lose like all my health. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And then
Hmm.
I was like, let me look at my stats, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't play much pubs. I was just playing creative last few seasons,
Yeah.
but I already have more wins.
Mm.
And then I looked, and I got to this amount of wins in half the time,
Yeah.
in half the
Yeah.
matches. So
Yeah.
I think I have around like 30 some wins
Hmm.
out of 200 matches, 200 some matches, like 250.
That's a good percentage.
Yeah, that's
That's a
pretty
great
good.
percentage. Yeah.
So
Do you have
you,
the crown emote
oh
to show how
yeah,
many
of
wins?
course. Yeah, do you?
Wait, where is it at? Did I not get it? I'm confused. What level is that?
The
Or is it in
crown
the item
emote?
shop? Yeah.
Oh, all right. So this is how you get it. I'll tell you here.
Yeah.
To get the crown. So for those who don't play the game, this is so crazy, and I think this is why I like it so much. Now, when you win, if
Yeah.
you win a match, you get a crown on your head,
Hmm.
and to get this free emote, you have to win a game with the crown on your head.
Oh, so that's crazy. That's
So
crazy.
you basically have to win a game 2 times in a row, or if you're in the game and you kill somebody that had a crown that had won the last game, if you kill them, you can pick up their crown.
Oh yeah.
And then if you win while wearing that crown, you get the emote also.
And you know it's funny. I tried to pick up two crowns mid game, and you can only pick up one.
Yep.
I thought you was like stacking them, but
No,
yeah,
you
you can
can't
only pick
stack
up
them,
one.
but you
Yeah.
can drop them to your teammates.
Also, yeah, all can have. Okay,
So
that's sweet.
like for instance, I have nine. So if you do the emote, guys, it puts a crown to the side and it shows the number of times you've won with a crown.
Yeah,
So like not
which
just
is
like
a whole
one.
different flex.
Yeah, it's a whole different. It's like how many times you won twice in a row, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I have 9 crowned wins, which isn't like crazy numbers. It's pretty. I
No,
think it's pretty decent
it's
for them.
standard. Yeah,
And my brother, he hadn't gotten the emote yet.
yeah.
So we're killing, and I kill this dude. I get a crown, and there's only like one guy left. I was like, "Come here, bro!" And I drop the crown for him. He picks it up.
Yeah.
I kill the last guy. He gets the emote,
Oh,
and
now the grind is about to be real now.
I
I just
think
gotta
that's
get
what's
the win.
fun about this season,
Yeah,
right? Is
yeah,
that they added these crowns into it, which makes it even more competitive for the good
yeah,
players.
yeah,
And on top of that, bad players or people who cannot build
yeah,
and just shoot, so they're not good with the building meta,
yeah.
they have a chance this season because they laser
One
you
hundred
dead.
percent. One
So
hundred percent.
So I'm conflicted. I think it's good for the game, but
Mhm.
I miss my gold pump shotgun
Yes, the
and just
spaz.
building and editing and stuff.
Yeah,
But it's still a fun season, and
yeah.
I think I'm just amazed at how well Fortnite changes the game, keeps it
Mhm. Mhm.
relevant, and keeps the
Mhm.
player base huge. So if you're a
Yeah,
collector, let's bring this back to collectors. This should not scare you at all because
no,
they did a great job. And I think
yeah,
there's more people playing, and I haven't seen anyone complaining too much.
no.
I thought when I first started playing with the MK7, I said, "Oh, people are going to complain
OP,
their
OP.
asses off,"
Yeah, yeah,
and they have a little bit, but not too much.
yeah.
So
Because
no,
it's still first, it's still first. You have so many options this season that's compared to other seasons where like you said, the approach is for beginners all the way up until seasoned players, and every gunfight, both sides has an opportunity, and that makes it a lot different than previous seasons leading up to this.
yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah,
It's so much fun, and I like the battle pass. I like everything about this season. I can't
yeah,
wait for that chick to come as a card.
yeah. No, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, for
That's gonna be a
sure.
good one. I have, which I was not expecting. I have almost, maybe not equal, but almost just as much excitement when it comes to the comic books as the cards, which I was
Oh
not
yeah,
expecting at
I wasn't
all.
expecting it either, but
Yeah,
yeah, I love the comic book.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, 100%. Oh, you know what? Here it is, right here. This is the foundation.
yeah,
So here
yeah.
is the foundation oops, with
Mhm.
Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, there's going to be we have to figure out. So there's a reason Spider-Man's there.
Yes. Yes.
They have to write into the story just right. There's a reason Batman was there,
Mm-hmm.
and they haven't explained it yet, which to me means they're going to explain it in a comic.
Right. Because okay, I know you. Okay, help me out with this. So the Batman and then the Batman Catwoman came out, right? And when it was the Tilted Towers, and then the comic book came out after that, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't. That was before. So that was back in chapter 1. That was before Fortnite. I think that's before they knew how big
Yes.
this was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like Donald Mustard has always wanted to make comics, right? That's why he brought Batman in. I think him bringing Batman into the Fortnite Island was like getting the idea across to the rest of probably the board members and stuff. That's my thinking.
Right.
It's like, look, people loved it. They bought the skin, and we should do comics too. We should bring more people in.
It checked all the boxes.
Yeah. So,
and then
he's hooked. I think, and they sold a lot.
Yeah. Because on top of that, I was thinking like pretty much going off of what you were saying. So when the original Marvel series came out, you know, like when they did the first comic books, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was very bare bones. I think this is the one where it's like, look what DC did. Now Marvel has to kind of respond with this great aspect because you can't at this point right now with how good the Foundation did and Batman, you can't ignore the Fortnite comic books no more.
Mm-hmm.
It's something where like Marvel is gonna want to respond to that. Like people have to understand this is a pretty long lined competition between these two. And Spider-Man has done amazing in the theaters this year. A lot has went well for the Spider-Man IP. Then you add on there that Sony invested into Epic Games. It's a lot that goes into Spider-Man's way, you know, to build that long-term.
And I also don't know how the comic book industry is set up for who gets to write about Spider-Man and stuff.
True.
But I will say that Disney, who owns Marvel, is all over Fortnite too. Like they have a partnership with Disney Plus and all that kind of stuff. On top of that, they have the Marvel. I mean, they have the Spider-Man with Sony. So, I mean, the connections are everywhere.
Everywhere. And Fortnite's literally everywhere. Like what they built, like marketing and promotion wise, is absolutely insane. Like you had the Batman Foundation had so many collaborations with inside of it. Like they did a whole clothing collaboration with Extra Butter New York and the foundation. And then, you know, at the same time, what was that, 3 weeks prior to that was Balenciaga. And it's like, and now mind you, it was Balenciaga. The hoodie alone was close to $1,000. The hat was about $600. It sold out.
And you see what they're doing, right?
What?
They're those brands aren't marketing to kids.
No.
So the collectors out there, it's like, come on, guys, y'all need to wake up. These are not kids. I saw someone, I forget who, so I'm not calling you out. I was just saying, I disagree when I saw the comment. So in the Facebook group said that they think, someone put up the statistics, right? And like, it was like something like 60%. I'd have to pull it up, but like 60% was like 20 to 24 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then somebody said, oh, they're probably using the parents' account. They're probably all much younger.
No.
My kid has her own account that I created for her.
Yeah.
And what 20 to 24-year-olds do you know have kids playing Fortnite? And then it's like, if I just don't see that, you know? And then unless they were like 40, 50 something, created their own account as a 24-year-old and then let their 12-year-old play with it.
Yeah.
So no, I think those are pretty close. I think that's pretty accurate.
I'm going to tell you what's going to put everything into perspective for the, not so much, I won't call them naysayers. I would call the ones that's on the fence or not fully comfortable yet, right? When the World Cup comes back, people will, because when the World Cup originally happened, Fortnite was niche. It was worldwide, but it was niche competitively, right? Like the competitive side of it was not understood. When the World Cup comes back, people are gonna understand like, oh, these kids have careers. Like
Yeah.
this is not, and I'm calling them kids, but all to what you're saying, like it's really 18 and up. It's 18 up, maybe 16 and up. But it's serious business. And then you count in the content creators, and now you count in the card collectors, which is our community. You count in the comic books, and then last point on this was I was looking at I rewatched the Foundation clips since he entered into the storyline, right? And there was a lot of people that was like, man, I really hate Fortnite. But this storyline is great. Like they like the lore is amazing. And they don't really, I mean, I can't speak for them, but they hate the build around what Fortnite became. And some people, they're just, they found their way out, whatever the case may be. But people love different aspects of the Fortnite IP. And I think that's what's going to really give it the longevity.
Yeah, no, I agree. And when people say they hate it and stuff like that, it just brings more attention. What I love most is when people are on the Fortnite Instagram post, all the way down in the comments, saying Fortnite sucks, dead game, as they're replying to other people on a Fortnite page. It's like, come on, like if you really didn't care about Fortnite, you wouldn't be on this page, you wouldn't be commenting, you wouldn't have been looking at other Fortnite stuff to see this.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
So I think it's hilarious. I mean, it just helps bring their name bigger, gets them more attention. But no, to get back to my point, it's like I don't think it's mostly kids. And people have that like argument where it's like, well, whenever I play randoms and someone has a mic, it's a kid screaming in my ear.
Yeah.
And like this is the approach I take when I look at cards too, right? I try to think about this logically, and just because you see that a lot doesn't mean that that's the most, right? When I play with someone and there's no mic, there's probably an older person.
Right.
And if you think about it, kids almost have no filter and they don't get embarrassed as much. Like I have 4 kids, right?
Yeah.
They'll just go out and be wild and do whatever and say whatever they want to random people and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then my daughter just talks to, like, she met a friend and they're on the phone for 3 hours. It makes no sense to me. I could not talk on the phone with someone that I just met like that.
Yeah.
So they're open to the mic. When I used to play like random squads, I had a mic and I was on mute.
I was on mute all the time. All the time.
I just think that the correlation is a little different than people think.
Yeah.
And you just can't take it at face value. I think just because you hear people on mic that are kids doesn't mean most likely the people who aren't talking are adults, probably.
And
I mean, they don't want to be talking to unless they know you. So
yeah. And it goes to a point that you brought up last podcast. The self-expression is built into the game. So if you're playing randoms or the aspect of that, you don't really need the mic. You can get your point across pretty clear with with all the emotes and everything like that. Where Call of Duty back then, Call of Duty was brutal. Like those like the load-in lobbies was brutal, but that was the place where you talked your trash because once you go into the game, you go into your separate teams or whatever the case may be. But Fortnite is evergreen. You can do every single fight you get in. You can express how you feel about that specific moment.
Yeah, it's like a different take on like the metaverse kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you can do dance, you can laugh, you can.
Yeah.
And then if you need to talk to your teammates, you can always mark things. You don't have to be like, hey, you need to go get that over there. And the weirdest thing is, especially when I'm playing like arenas or something, like so when we were doing I don't know if you played Late Game Arena.
Loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. Booga came up with that game.
Yeah.
Loved it. And so I was playing with one of the guys I play with, and we didn't have a third. So you could only do solos, so we always do a third. They would never have a mic until like the end, until they like died.
Yeah.
Right. They'll die, and then they'll turn the mic on and say some kind of weird trash like crappy teammates or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they'll hop off. Right.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a kid, they always start.
Always.
So like they'll turn the mic on first and they'll say something first.
Yeah.
So and that's how I kind of came to that conclusion, right? It's like at the end of the game, they turn on their mic. They're always like an older person talking trash to me. At the beginning of the game, if they're talking right away, 9 times out of 10, they're younger.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about those statistics at all.
No. No, that's, and I mean those. If you let's say you kept those statistics, right? Matter of fact, let's drop it down. Let's bring it to what it originally. Not, I can't even say that, but let's just go with it. Originally, it was, let's say it was 15 to 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say 2018 mid-year, it was 15 to 18. Most of them didn't stop playing. Even if they did, if that 20 to 24 with that statistic is true, another 4 years, that's going to be 24 to 28. And then it's because that's what happened this time. You know what I mean? That's what happened in this wave. It was, where my brother, when he first started playing, I believe he was maybe 13, and now, 4 years later, he's an older teenager still playing the game. It's just going to keep growing, and everything's going to consistently flow to the top. So,
which is crazy, because if you think about it, it's like then those kids get into it. The 13-year-olds now start playing.
Yes.
And chapter 3 is bringing back the old people too. Every time we talk about this, I just get more excited about these cards, man. These cards and comics, they're just going. There's no way these don't just keep exploding.
No, because
there's just no way.
It's because then you even think about, like, okay, those 13-year-olds, right? Let's go with the 10-year-olds. That's actually fairly good. Let's say they're fairly good. They're gonna want to compete for money, and they have 3 years until then. So they're gonna grind those 3 years to be at that level, because that happened with what was his name? You know who I'm talking about? High Sky. I think when he originally High Sky, I believe at the time he was 11 or 12, and this is when FNCS first started, and he couldn't compete because he wasn't 13. So he played that next year, and then he was able to stream and compete, and then he was already built for his career, just like that. How it's going, who knows? But he had that opportunity.
Hey, I just had this thought. How do we get, if they do a championship again, right?
Yeah.
What if they give the winner a Black Knight Cracked Ice PSA 10?
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
That'd be pretty crazy, right? If you guys know, the winner last time got $3 million.
Yeah.
So that's not out of reach for them to do that as like a prize.
What if they came out with a card for the event? Just like a trophy card or something that along that lines.
Well, that would be like Panini doing it. But I was just saying, like, if Epic Games or Fortnite gave the winner a card, kind of like how Logan Paul, when he went to go do his boxing thing, he was wearing the Charizard. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He wore his Charizard, and the media ate it up, right?
Yeah.
That's all it takes, right?
Yeah.
We gotta pick some players.
Yeah.
And then we got to give them a card to take.
Yeah.
And if they win, they have to hold up the card.
There you go.
Bam.
Yep. There it is.
So now I just think it's a time bomb. I don't think we've seen anything yet. It's
no, not at all.
That's gonna be crazy.
But yeah, that so I think, like, even like the I was thinking, like, okay, then just shooting that out there, that the World Cup is a whole, what is it, a weekend event, right? It's like 3 days. It's something along that lines.
Yeah, I didn't follow it too closely when it first happened. I just kind of watched like the like those snippets. But you have a ticket, right?
Yeah, I have a ticket. Yeah,
it probably says it on the ticket, like this day through this day.
Oh yeah, so I would grab it, but I think it did have a dash though. Put it that way, it did have a dash. It was at least a couple days.
Yeah, we should throw that up. Maybe we'll throw that up there.
Yeah,
you send me a picture or so on the screen. No, and that ticket's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have time, because I don't know when they're going to do like the in-person thing with COVID and stuff.
It's probably going to be another year. They already canceled it for this year. For 2022. So, yeah, I mean, I believe that it at least will be hopefully 2023. But so many competitors, they're priming for that moment. They know the moment's coming,
Yeah.
And let's put it this, first of all, it's an unfortunate congratulations to Booga, but he's crowned king for this long. You know what I mean? Like
he just won again.
yeah,
Another FNCS, right?
yeah. He
When I saw it, I was like, man, good for him. He's got
yeah.
like so. This is crazy. A Fortnite player.
Mhm.
I saw him on Instagram. He even has ads on his Instagram.
Yes.
He has ads for 5 and below. I think for like Sprint
Mhm.
and for like I forget another like big one, like big major brand.
Yeah. And he's partnered with I don't know if he's partner or signed, but I'm gonna say partnered with Vayner Gaming.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So I mean I don't know how closely they're connected, but they're definitely connected.
yeah,
I remember listening to him talk to him on the podcast, all that kind of stuff,
yeah,
and then he asked him about like what games is he into, like
yeah.
could he play other games and stuff like that. He said yeah he could. Like it's not like he's only good at Fortnite.
Right,
Like he
right.
said that he could go to any really person
Yeah.
shooter and like be really good. Which is interesting that he chooses Fortnite. You know, he still plays Fortnite.
Yeah.
So
And it's a couple that have I mean, we have to also put in there that the grind of Fortnite is no joke. Like
hmm
it's very tedious to say the least.
also the way Fortnite keeps them in this is like it changes the meta.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like now the game right now, chapter 3, you have to play almost completely different.
Yes.
And that goes into arenas as well.
Yeah.
I was actually playing better arenas, so I wasn't getting in wins one day. I went into arenas and we won like 2 or 3 straight.
Yeah.
And duos arenas. So I might just start playing arenas with the siphon.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
The fact that was actually in pub lobbies at one point was crazy. You know,
it's like it's getting so long that I just forget some of the stuff too. You know,
remember the when the gliders where you could glide at any point in the game?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's when people were getting like 20, 30 kill games like consistently.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what the SpiderMan epic is. I mean, mythic is at this point now. You can travel pretty easily. Maybe not as efficient as that, but yeah.
I mean, better than that, really.
Yeah.
It's when you can glide anytime, you have to like build up to do it.
Yeah, you're wasting mats. You know,
and this one, you grab the Spidey webs and you're gone.
On.
Oh, I died the other day. Did I say this on the podcast?
No.
I died from a tree. Did I tell you that?
Oh, because you landed in it and then dropped out?
No. I was hiding behind this tree and they were lasering with the MK7s. They shot the tree down.
Oh, and it rolled?
No, so it was right in front of me. So it fell and crashed through my ceiling and my wall and killed me.
That's funny.
When I tell you I was mad. I was livid. I said, can't tell you what I said. But I couldn't believe it. It was they're just lasering the freaking tree and it literally killed me. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was pretty funny if you think back about it. But.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, damn, I haven't played in a while now. I can't go back and play.
Yeah. They figure out how to add, certain things that kind of give the game more depth, and I think that Crown was a pretty good nod to them.
It wasn't something that I even thought that we needed.
Right.
I didn't know why. I didn't want to play pubs that much.
Yeah.
I thought it was because I wanted a new map, and maybe that was it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's not.
No.
Because I feel like the crown thing just really got me. I was like, I want to get crowned wins because now you have an emo and you can show it off to people.
Yeah.
Like someone showed it off to me one time. They had 30.
30 already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was crazy.
The one guy, you know how you have the arena grinders, like the ones that grind. He had he was definitely above 80. It was something pretty crazy because he already had the SpiderMan gold unlocked, and he was pretty deep in his venture with that crown.
Man, I'm telling you, these guys love it. I mean, I love this game a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then there's people who play it more than I do,
and it's crazy.
Like these guys play it more than I do, and you don't think they're not going to think back to this time?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Because you got to think about it. Like you said, I've played the game a lot as well, but for you to put in bare minimum 10 hours a day, this game's just not gonna go away from your mind. It's just not gonna be a flash in the pan. It's just not gonna just go, all right, my life goes on. This is a major part of your life. Whether you were getting paid for it or you just play games that much,
Once
it's a part of it.
once you get to that point where like you have to work and you can't play as much anymore,
Yeah,
but now you have
exactly.
income. What
Yep,
do you do with it? And you see these cards and they bring back
yep,
memories and it means
yep.
something to you. You're going to collect.
Hmm.
When I say like, I think the collectability of this is way bigger than Pokemon, I mean it. Way
Hmm.
better than sports.
Hmm.
The connection to the
Hmm.
skins.
Hmm.
I mean, it's insane.
Well, because you said something that was that I wanted to expound on last time, but we ventured off into a different topic. But you said how dang, what did you say? I forgot. But you said something along the lines of the this. I can't remember what it was, but either way, I know it's something around the skins. Your connection is extremely different. Like athletes. You look up to
Hmm.
that athlete. But
Yeah.
the disconnect is you may never meet that athlete. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But the skin is a part of your
Yeah. I,
gaming
I think, I
experience.
think what I said was like there's so many people who like enjoy basketball and then like there's people who like need that basketball like they look up to these players who came out from the same place they came up, were
Yeah,
successful and became like basketball players, right? And
yeah,
like it means a lot to them. It helped them get through times that they learned about basketball and stuff. And I feel like Fortnite's like that, but to 350 million people. And
exactly.
I think what I said was there's like people at home who don't have any friends,
Yeah,
who can't go out, who don't do any kind of stuff, but then they can hop on and automatically have like 20 friends
but
and then they'll be connected to like a skin to wear all the time.
uh-huh,
And it's like they'll remember back to when they were lonely, they played with that skin.
uh-huh.
I just feel like the connection's so much bigger.
And then you think about stuff like Bronny James being
Hmm.
signed to FaZe Clan. And
Hmm.
Bronny's really good at Fortnite. Like, he's really good at Fortnite. And it's like then you have Kyler Murray from the Arizona Cardinals, signed to FaZe Clan. Like, so it's these parallels where Bronny was a professional gamer before,
Yeah.
he's even in the NBA. Like it's so it would be dual sports as in esports and actual athletic, uh, four major sports if you want to go with that. But that possibility of that being a consistent thing is definitely there. I don't know if you know who Miles Leonard is from that he used to play for the Heat. Uh,
Miles Leonard.
yeah, he was a center. He used to play for
Doesn't ring a bell, but I don't really
the.
follow the Heat too closely.
Yeah, either way, he around the time this is when this was around when Wade just left, but he was getting in trouble because they're like, "Yo, he's streaming Fortnite at 3 in the morning. He has a game tomorrow." Like they're
There was someone
clocking and
else. Was that
tracking him.
him?
Like, and
There
it
was
was
someone else doing that too. I feel like
Cat for the Timberwolves.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
they were
Cat.
playing
Yeah,
together. They were playing together.
I
It was
remember.
like
I think I
him and
remember
Ben
them talking about
Simmons.
Cat. I think I remember
Yeah,
talking about him playing Fortnite. But
yeah.
lots of NBA players play Fortnite, and
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
Drake plays Fortnite and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. Oh,
but
that's the other thing I wanted to touch
mhm.
on before I forget. It's like we're always talking about this market, like this stuff going up, but I just want to reiterate every episode, like you guys want to collect what you want. Like, so I have this
Yes,
new frame up here,
sweet.
and now these are all shards, but they're all Italy shards.
Mhm.
Um, and if you don't have any Italy shards, you're missing out because you can do stuff like this. You wouldn't do this with your USA shards,
Yeah,
but if you had picked up some Italy while they were cheap, you could do this.
yeah. That looks really good.
I'm gonna
Really
change
good.
it based on your idea. We'll see that next
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But I really want to reiterate that we need to start collecting what we like, right?
Mhm.
Stop worrying
Mhm.
about the price so much,
Mhm.
So collect in a way that you're happy, even if they lose value.
Mhm.
All these cards could lose value tomorrow, and I wouldn't have lost any money.
Yes. Yeah.
And
And
I
you
know,
know
I
how
know, I
I
got
go.
in. I know I got in a lot. I mean, I got in a little later than other people, but I sold cards I didn't want
Mhm.
from ripping packs. So if you
Mhm.
buy a pack for $20, you can sell the
Mhm.
card that somebody else wants,
Mhm.
right? And then you can buy the card that you want and
Mhm.
break even. Everyone breaks even that way.
Yeah.
As long as you can buy some packs there and then flip and then trade what you don't want for the skins that you do want. Because there's gonna be somebody that likes a skin that you don't like.
Yes.
Like Rob likes skins I don't like.
Yes, 100%.
So this hobby isn't just about this is gonna be worth a crap ton of money, even though I think they are, especially these earlier ones. I think this is so much fun to collect. And like if we just keep approaching it that way and stop worrying so much about this print, that print, and just collect what you like, I think everyone will feel a lot happier and won't get stuck. I think I saw someone who was stuck with the Ultimate Knight, and they're waiting for the prices to go back up. And I think it's around like 400, and I don't know if it will. But like if you collect things that you would keep if it doesn't go up versus just investing, that's just what I want to say. It's always on my mind, especially when I read all the Facebook posts.
Yeah, and and pretty much what you're getting at is what I also say as well. Like, I feel it's important to have a PC based off of what you're saying. Like, it's I felt it was very uncommon in the Fortnite market. Having a PC was very uncommon because people were like considering their full collection their PC. And I'm like, well, it could be for sure. Like if that's the way you see it, but it really doesn't make
like
sense.
If your PC is like master sets,
that
like you trade away any like extras, but you get your master set.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's possible. Like I know, it's technically, like for instance, Nat Turner that is a part of the company that bought PSA. Right?
Yeah.
He doesn't sell any cards, but he sold 7 companies. Like he's a multimillionaire, and it's
why is he going to go through the time to sell cards?
Yeah, like it's.
I mean, he buys the cards that he wants, right?
Exactly. So
I don't even think Gary Vee sells that many cards.
No, he said that, like
he buys a lot, and he treats them like investments and stuff. But like what Gary Vee said one time that like really inspired me to get into cards was he said, "Why would I buy stocks that are boring when I love cards?"
Right.
And so like I can buy something I love and hold and let it grow. And that's kind of what I do. It's like I love all these cards. I buy them and hold them. But I buy the cards that I love, like you said, your PC. Yeah. And Fortnite. I feel like Fortnite is perfectly positioned for PCs, for personal collecting, because everyone feels differently about each card.
Every single one. Yeah.
It's not like basketball where like everybody wants a Michael Jordan and LeBron James.
Yeah.
Of course, you want the best player on the damn court.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who just plays so well that it's beautiful, right? You want that. Of course, that would be in anyone's PC, right? But in Fortnite, it's not like that. You have Lux in your PC, and I never chased her.
Right.
Never once did I chase her.
Right.
And I'm not saying she's a bad card.
Yeah.
I'm going to say she's not in my PC, right?
Yeah.
And Pokemon, let's say Pokemon, for example, everyone wants the Charizard. Everyone wants a Pikachu. You don't see that many people going for an Ekans.
Yes.
And it's like there's like maybe 10, like Snorlax, Blastoise, and the other 2 I mentioned. I don't know. Yeah.
It's because like I think about like, okay, where Fortnite is so interesting in that aspect as well is like, okay, so you have the Fortnite gaming community that may have never collected cards in their life, right? Just based off the demographic, the age range, if we go with that. And then you have the Fortnite card community that's never played the game. And those are eventually going to completely intersect. And it's going to take time. It's going to take 5 years, maybe 7 years. But when that happens, you're going to have such a unique market because that PC comes in, and then it comes with the hard to pulls. Let's go with that. All those aspects. And then if they come out with number cards, that brings a whole nother dynamic. And it's things that can happen in the card market that's new. Like Singularity, for instance, has become one of my skins that's consistently in my rotation in game now, just based off of how much I connected the card to the game. And now it just became one of those skins that I just want to wear. And I know that I'm not going to see a lot of people wearing it because people really didn't grind that season for that skin, because it was annoying. It's like you had to get the helmets. But so what I'm getting at is so much can happen. And I think as the market grows and those two intersect, the market is going to be pretty interesting and diverse overall.
I mean, I've been wondering about numbered cards too, because that would be interesting. But we all have to realize, like, we don't really need numbered cards yet.
No.
The reason why numbered cards are in sports is because they print the hell out of the hollows, you know, and everything else. That the numbered cards are then like what's rare.
The balance, yeah.
Because right now a shard is like lower than a numbered card.
So like out of 99, yeah.
In sports, you have numbered cards up to like 1,000, 500, like 200, 250, you know, and we only have the highest number of shards that we have seen graded at PSA is, I think it's around like 30. And I mean, that's not taking into account like BGS, right? Which is going to, I don't know, let's say half. I haven't looked, I don't ever look at BGS. Yeah. I don't know if you can look at that, but maybe a quarter. I don't even know. Yeah. But PSA is definitely the top for the Black Knight. And then SGC. So it's like we haven't gotten anywhere close to 100, much less even 50. Yeah, like if you even think of that, like, you know, for instance, the gold prisms out of 10, right? That is the upper echelon, you know, for modern cards, right? And then you have the, you know, out of 25, where's that sweet spot where if you get a second year of a player in the out of 25s, you're at a pretty good price point. Then you get to the 50 and then obviously the 99s, but there's a card for everybody. But with these pop reports, that's where it gets very interesting because it's going to take a long time for a lot of cards to hit 100. You know, hitting 100. If they do. Yeah. If the shards even do.
Yeah.
So when that Royal Knight was on eBay today, I said, man, I should really pick. I don't have a USA one, so I have the USA Blue Squire. I was like, I really need a USA one of those. So I went and looked on the pop report, and there's only 6 shards graded.
I looked, 6.
6. I was like, wow. And now, and you know, I was just saying this when we were talking about sports, right? So if you go and look at a sports card and like numbered cards, and I was looking at some of the prices, right? And like, even like the Currys and stuff like that. I mean, 5,000 to 10,000, right? For like one of the like most top cards. Yeah. But then it got me thinking. It's like, for most of those players, who's collecting them? The people in that city/state that like basketball, that collect cards, that have enough money. That's pretty niche now that I'm starting to think about it, right? Now, when you go to Fortnite worldwide, right, 350 million players, and like, there's none of that, like, oh, that's from that team, I support that team, right? You're a fan of you're a fan of Fortnite, the whole thing. Everyone's a fan of the same game, right? And then you've got the skins, which like multiplies it, right? Yes. How much it needs for it to go big, you know? So it's like crazy. It's like, and then you just talk about how the game's still growing. Oh my gosh.
I mean, from every angle though. The game is growing from every angle. Like
I don't think there's enough printed cards. I don't think there's enough Italy shards, Brazil shards, or USA shards. Combine them all, there's not enough. No. So if you find an under like a good price on any of those, I think. And I'm not saying on any card. If you find a shard of any kind, for the skin you like, that you should hurry up and grab it.
So would you, hypothetically speaking, right, would you want, now this is not from the collecting aspect, this is from the investment aspect. I was watching a podcast and they're talking about how PSA 10s are overvalued and PSA 9s are undervalued, just based off of, you know, how much it costs and how when a PSA 10 sells, the PSA 9 automatically elevates up. So, you know, it's kind of the sweet spot. But the reason why I brought this up, would you rather have like 3 PSA 9s or would you rather have a PSA 10 of a USA shard? What would you rather have?
Oh, man.
So that's
a good question. So I'm over here thinking in my head for a second.
Or
Thinking
two. Would you even do two? Let's say, so, okay, so two PSA 9 Black Knight shards, USA print. Let's go with the last sale, which was 26,000, right? That's 52,000, with both of them, right?
See, I think PSA 9, I have SGC 9s, 9.5s, PSA 9s. I like 9s. I'm happy with 9s.
Right.
But if I had to choose,
Yeah,
I'm going for the
do?
10.
Right.
And here's why. And I think I've said something similar before. Is that when people have a 10, they may not be willing to sell.
Yeah.
And when there's that few 10s out there, it might be out of reach.
Right.
Forever. It's kind of like buying a sports team.
Yeah.
Right? Someone's got to be willing to sell it.
Yeah.
You can't just go out there, I'm buying your team. The hell you are. Same thing with the cards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you could get 2 9s, right? Sell them, have enough to buy the 10. But what if the price goes up, and then what if that card's not available?
Exactly.
So
pretty much, if you had the 2 9s, you're in the back of your head, you're still kind of in the 10 market mentally. Like if that opportunity came up, you probably would go.
I would go for a 9. If I couldn't afford the 10, I wanted it, I'd go for a 9. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
If I could afford the 10 and it came up, I'd go for the 10. I'd spend. Yeah, I think that's how it would go. So let me think. So if there's 2 auras, because that's the card that I mainly PC, right? So there's 2 cracked ice auras, 9, going for, let's say, 1,000 each. And then there's a PSA 10 aura going for 3.8.
What
Is that fair?
Yeah. What you doing?
I'd save up that $2,000 or whatever, and then find another $2,000 to get that PSA 10. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, because I guess what it is if you have that 10, you're complete. In that.
Yeah,
aspect,
you've gotten that 10.
Yeah,
that's what you want. So
yeah,
that's if you can get there. Now it gets a lot trickier when you get to the 50K range, right?
Right.
So if I had let's say a Black Knight was let's do hold it if a Black Knight was at 100,000, right?
Right.
And the PSA 9s were at 25,000.
That's
right.
And that's what usually happens.
Yeah, something like that. So if it was like that, and I had 50K to burn, and I could get 2 9s, I couldn't easily come up with another 50K to get that.
Yes.
Black Knight,
Right.
So it's a lot easier to say when it's the aura in the 1, 2, and then 4K range, But if I could choose, I'd want the 10, I think, out of 2 of the other cards.
Because I even think of the hollow, right? The PSA 9 hollow. What would the Black Knight hollow PSA 9 sells for? What 24ish, 27, 2,700?
Yeah, and the 10 sells for 11.
Yeah, 11. So you could technically have close. You could have 3.
PSA 9. Definitely could have 3.
And so I guess it depends on what type of collector / investor you are, because now you have 2 cards for possible leverage in a trade or to get something.
That's true. You did say as an investor standpoint.
Yeah.
So that's true.
Do you ride the?
Do I change my answer? Do I change my answer?
Or do you keep it?
See, when you're an investor, you have to.
Because we talked about the collectors already, so I want to kind of
that's true. If you're an investor, would you go for the more of the 9s than the 10? I guess it would be case by case, right? Because you have to figure out what price you got in at, right?
Right.
That changes it a little bit, right? Because you're not too worried about getting that 10 later.
Right.
You're just worried about making the most profit.
Or as an investor, are you trying to get to that upper echelon and get the 10 so you can kind of move on to your next? I guess it would be.
The 10 demands, right?
Yeah.
It demands. So okay, I guess I'd put like this. Let's change the cards.
Okay.
Let's say there's a card. I don't know what's out there. Let's say there's an aura, cracked dice. There's only one PSA 10. Right? Let's say you can get that
Okay.
Or you can get another card that has 2 9s. Let's say, what's a comparable card? A Lux.
Yes. Okay.
I'll put that for you.
Yeah.
Deluxe. Let's say you could get 2 PSA 9 card dice Lux or a 10. But there's like other 9s, right?
Right.
Like there's more than
Right.
2 on the pop report.
Mm-hmm.
As an investor, I would say go for the 10.
The 10, right.
Because you can sell that for much more multiples on the dollar because they can't find it anywhere else.
At that point, it's a 1-on-1.
Yeah.
You know,
for the Lux, you have to compete, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the 10, it's like you can demand more than the normal value, right? Because they're not going to get anywhere else, right?
Right.
So I would still say 10s.
Because it will have to, and then also where 10s come in at is first of all, we're factoring in the condition, right? Obviously, and that's why the pop is low. So you're factoring all those things, and how, like you said, how many people are going to have the opportunity to have a 10. And when they get to that, because a lot of times, and then on top of that, I guess it would be the better investment, because if you're looking at it just from an investment standpoint, when that person that really wants that card comes to you, all the leverage is, like you said, is in your hands, whether it's trade or for cash, which then you probably can take some profit and then, grab some 9s and still have money to invest somewhere else.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Either way, the 10 is probably the fair play.
Yeah, the market keeps going the way it's going, and like people aren't buying the 9s because. So like I haven't bought a Black Knight Hollow. I have one Black Knight Hollow at PSA. I'm waiting to see what I get.
Yeah.
And it's like that's why I haven't taken a shot at a 9. I might get a 10, or I might get a 9.
Yeah.
Now, once all those people who are submitted in slow like me miss, and they want to go for it, the 9's gonna start disappearing. But right now, there's 9s on eBay.
Yeah.
And the prices are going lower and lower because people want the 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
And eventually, I guess that 9 is going to go up with the 10 staying the same once those start selling. So you could say it would be more profitable.
Right.
If the 9 keeps dropping too low, it might be a good point. You can buy them and then they'll go up.
Yeah, because people want to have that gem. Collectors want to have that, or investors want to have that gem, and because that's when it is that level of investment where you have it, put it away, don't think about it.
Yep.
With a 9, it kind of keeps coming up in your head every time you see a 10. It's like, do I pull the trigger? Do I make some moves to get this? Because I'm in the same position where it's like, okay, I feel mine's personally, just knowing how PSA grades, it could either be an 8 or a 9. Right? That's what I feel, right? I know it's not a 10. It's going to either be an 8 or a 9. So I already understand right now, if I get an 8, there's a move I have to make. I already know that. I'm like, okay. But the move is not going to be for the 10 because it's too far away. I'll have to go to the 9. So then you factor in that aspect. So I'm like, okay, if I get an 8, I have to make a play for the 9. But if I get a 9, do I make the play for the 10 or do I stay content? So that's kind of where that aspect comes in. And I haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, like if I get a 9, I'm happy. If I get an 8, I want to get at least a 9.
At least a 9.
Right. I like 9s. I think 9s are a good investment.
Yeah.
I think 10s are a better investment. Let's say that.
Yeah.
9s are a good investment, but 10s are the best investment.
You don't hear too many people say that a 9 looks like an 8. You hear more people saying a 10 looks like a 9. And so we're just that basis right there. Just based off of my experience, I'm like, okay, a 9 is very safe, as in,
yeah, because the 9 is a mint card, right?
It's a mint card, and that's kind of what you expect coming out of a pack, not including Fortnite, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely. I think today's episode, go for the 10.
If you
can't, go for the 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's pretty clear. That's how I approach it.
Yeah. All right.
Any last words before we hop off tonight?
No, I think that's good.
We were supposed to talk about do a intro for
cards.
Yes. We'll have to do that next time.
Yeah. We'll do that next time.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Follow us at Taking High Ground on Instagram. Like and subscribe, please. It helps.
Yes.
please comment because we like to read it and we're answering comments and we want to know what to talk about, what you want to hear. If you want to see any cards, if you want to discuss anything, just let us know. If you want to listen to us, go to our podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts and we're on Spotify. So just search Taking High Ground. And I think we're also working on a new logo and stuff like that.
Yes.
So make sure you
the
pay
branding
attention
is continuing.
So just pay attention to the title, just Taking High Ground, and search for us that way.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
All right. I'm going.